And just start to allow yourself to get settled. Allow yourself to find a positioning that feels sustainable, that feels supported. If you're seated, you might find shoulders over hips, belly gently drawn up, ears pulling towards the sky. If you're reclined, you might start to notice softness in your toes, in your hands, in your face. And give yourself a big breath in through your nose. And a long, easy exhale out of your mouth. You can take that again if it felt good. And then we'll seal our lips. But see if we can continue to allow our exhale breath to be just a little longer than our inhale. And just as we slow down our breath, you'll notice that your heart rate starts to slow. The little twitches and tingles and vibrations throughout our body might start to slow. Maybe even the thoughts in our mind can begin to slow. And we'll come into our metta meditation or loving kindness meditation. The word metta means to love, to feel compassion, to offer friendship in the Pali language. But it also is a noun, a felt sensation in your body, the felt sensation of loving kindness. The warmth, the embrace, the tingles, the tickles, the joy. That physical response to love. And we'll take this meditation through a series of visualizations and a series of mantra or repetition. We'll begin by visualizing ourselves. You might see yourself exactly as you are now, as though you were looking into a mirror. You might see yourself younger or older. You might see yourself brimming with joy or overwhelmed with grief. Whichever version of you feels the truest in this moment. Can you see your hair, your lips, your skin? And can you look deeply into your own eyes and repeat to yourself, "May I be safe. May I be safe. May I be healthy. May I be healthy. May I be happy. May I be happy. May I be at ease. May I be at ease. May I be filled to the brim with loving kindness. May I be filled to the brim with loving kindness. And give yourself another moment with your own reflection. And then begin to visualize someone outside of yourself who you care about deeply, who you love immensely. It can be anyone at all. Someone who truly inspires that felt sense of metta or loving kindness within you. Can you see that person in front of you, and can you say to them mentally, may you be safe. May you be healthy. May you be happy. May you be at ease. May you be filled to the brim with loving kindness. Notice how it makes you feel to offer those things to this person you love so deeply. And begin to visualize someone who you might feel neutrally or indifferent toward. An acquaintance, a colleague, a stranger even that you can picture. The cashier at the grocery store today, the person in the car next to you at the stoplight. Someone you are perhaps a little ambivalent toward. Picture them fully. And offer them these same gifts. May you be safe. May you be healthy. May you be happy. May you be at ease. May you be filled to the brim with loving kindness. Can you allow yourself to truly desire those gifts, those wishes for this person of whom you have no true connection, no true regard? And then begin to visualize someone who you struggle to understand. someone who you struggle to connect with, someone who activates your nervous system, puts you in a state of discomfort. Can you see them? Can you feel their presence? And can we find it in ourselves to offer them the same grace, the same love, the same gifts? Repeating to them, may you be safe. May you be healthy. May you be happy. May you be at ease. May you be filled to the brim with loving kindness. Again, notice how it felt in your body, in your heart, in your mind. To offer that love to someone who perhaps won't appreciate it. And finally, can you begin to visualize or imagine the whole world? The 8 billion people on this planet existing in this moment. Can you feel them all connected to each other and therefore connected to you? And can you send these gifts to the full world? May you be safe. May you be healthy. May you be happy. May you be at ease. And may you be filled to the brim with loving kindness. May you be filled to the brim with loving kindness. Can you begin to conjure or cultivate that physical felt sensation of warmth, of embrace, of joy, of love within your own heart, your own body, your own mind? Can you feel it deeply embedded into each and every one of your cells? So it vibrates and radiates outside of you, always offering the world these gifts, these prayers. And we'll take another big breath in through our nose, let it all go on a sigh. Seal your lips and inhale, sweep fingertips out and overhead towards the ceiling. Exhale, palms touch, thumbs find your heart. Take that twice more. Inhale, sweep it tall. Exhale, drag it in. Last one, inhale. And exhale. You might keep your hands in prayer, thumbs at your heart, or you might stack your palms on top of your heart. Feel your breath pressing into your palms. Feel your palms pressing into your chest. And remember that before we offer that loving kindness to anyone else, whether close relation or a distant stranger, we need to begin cultivating it within our own hearts, our own awareness of ourselves, our own reflection. We're going to gently drop our palms down to our lap and start to take some slow and easy neck rolls out and around. And when you're ready, switch directions, take it the other way. And let your chin find your chest. Let your nose point low to the floor for just a moment. Feel that space across the back of your heart where your wings would be if you had them. And then lift your eyes nice and easy. Take a couple blinks. We're going to release down to the mat if you're up on a prop. And we're going to take our feet wide and our knees bent. So we're in kind of a seated malasana, or a really man-spreading shape right here, taking up lots and lots of room. And as you feel yourself settling into the posture, maybe hands come behind you for a little support. And we're just going to drop one knee in towards the center, a little internal rotation, and bring it back. Let your other knee drop in. And bring it back. Take that a few times, one leg at a time. And your knee crease might never touch the mat at the center line, and that's okay. Just start to find a little movement, a little blood flow in our pockets and our joints. And give it one more each side, right and left. And then we'll keep those knees upright, keep our feet nice and wide. We're going to take this seated malasana into an open twist. So right hand's going to come inside our leg and inside the arch of our foot, and left fingertips going to open up to the ceiling, making a diagonal line from thumb to thumb. Create space between your wrists. Maybe turn your nose up to that top thumb. Big breath in. Exhale, bring it back through the middle and take your other side. Left hand internal to that thigh, internal to that ankle, so right hand can rise. Feel a little bit of rotation in your thoracic spine, your ribs. And bring yourself back through the center. Again, we're going to draw soles of the feet together, knees nice and wide, so we're in a butterfly or cobbler shape. You can hold on to knees, shins, or ankles, but use your inhale, lift your heart, lift your chin. Exhale, round your spine, scoop it under, look down at your belly button for a little seated cat-cow. Feel this movement traveling up and down the length of your torso. Front body from pubic bone to third eye. Back body from crown to tail. Everything's starting to wake up and warm up a little bit after that long seat. And give yourself one more of these. And come on right back to center. Stretch your legs long. Toes press towards me. Flex your feet back towards your knees. Maybe tick-tock your ankles right and left. Get a little more of that internal and external rotation. And we're going to inhale, reach for the ceiling. Sweep it tall. Lengthen out through your spine. And exhale, forward fold long over your legs. Soften your heart down. Soften your elbows down. As though our spine were like a slinky, we're going to roll back up to our seats, stacking up one by one, building that Lego tower. Ears lift last. And inhale, sweep the ceiling. Exhale, forward fold. One breath right here. Inhale, drag your heart forward. Exhale, sink a little lower. And then use that inhale breath, stack your spine, one vertebrae at a time, fingers lift last. Exhale, forward fold. Last round, inhale, heart pulls forward. Exhale, sink a little lower. Inhale, roll up into your seat. Sweep those fingertips high to the sky. And this time on your exhale, twist over your right shoulder. So right hand comes behind you like a spine. Left hand can take either knee, either thigh, whichever feels good. Drag your ears a little taller, your sits bones a little deeper. Take a round of breath right here. Inhale, let yourself unwind, reach back for the sky. Exhale, take that twist over the other side. Soften your jaw. Release any wrinkles around the inner eye or outer eye, behind your ears. Inhale, bring it back through the middle. Make a fist with your hands, create some rotation in your wrists, and then take that rotation all the way down to your mat like a snow angel. And then from here, swing your legs around, find a tabletop for all fours. Palms under shoulders, knees under hips. We're not going to head straight into that cat-cow just yet. First, we're just going to take a few more neck rolls, like you had a unicorn horn. Could you carve a line around the room as big as you can make it? And then switch directions, take that the other way. Bring your nose back to point between your thumbs, your ears, and a long line with your shoulders. And we're going to take some rib rotations, like we were tracing the inside of a barrel with our rib cage. So you're moving through that cat-cow spine, but also adding some side body, some awareness into our obliques, our intercostals. Give it one more this way. And then switch directions. Can you rotate those ribs the other way? So as the name would suggest, our spinal column is housed along the interior of our spinal vertebrae, and that spinal column holds a huge amount of our nervous system, our vagus nerve, the big, big tree trunk that the rest of our nervous system binds from. We'll come back to center here, root down through your shins, and we'll start to take some pelvic circles. So imagine you had a cattail. We could swish that cattail around the room. And so we're giving ourselves permission to really give that spine some love tonight. From top to bottom, every direction, strengthening and stretching. And we'll take that pelvic circle the other way, scooping your hip points around and around. And take 2 more rotations here. And bring yourself right back to neutral. We're going to come into a puppy pose or a half dog. So hips stay over knees, our palms walk forward. Can you melt your heart down to the mat? Maybe you rest on your chin or forehead. Maybe your forehead rests on a block. We're in kind of a funky half child's pose, half down dog. So upper body thinks we're in child's pose. Lower body thinks we're in a kneeling down dog. Can you feel your armpits getting closer to the earth? If you want more fire here, root down through your shins, root down through your palms. If you want more ease here, let gravity take over the shape, get soft. And take 1 more breath. And then we're gonna slither ourselves forward into Sphinx pose, landing on our belly and our forearms. Palms are parallel like an 11 and your heart lifts up, up, up. We're gonna bend our knees, toes to the ceiling, and take some windshield wiper twist or mermaid twist right here. Rocking those toes right and left. This might feel good on your low back. It might feel good on your quadriceps or your thighs. It might feel a little silly. That's okay too. And we'll bring toes back to center, lower them down to the mat. We're going to grip with our fingertips, lift our elbows up off the earth, and then take your left hand, thread it under your right arm, and bring yourself down to lay on the outer left side of that arm. Right arm might crawl forward and try to close your armpit onto your elbow. So we're dragging our arm across our body. If we were in gym class, it would look like this. But since we're on the floor, it's going to look like this. If you want a bonus little leg love right here, take your right knee wide to the side like a frog leg. Bring inner knee, inner ankle down to the earth or down to a blanket. And then maybe your head rests on a block or rests on the mat. Can you simultaneously send your breath into the back of your heart and the front of your pelvis? Two more breaths. And if your right knee is bent, stretch those toes back to meet left. Then bring your right palm in front of your face, push down to unwind, release the left side. And head the other way. Right arm threads through. Outer shoulder, tricep on the earth. Left arm stretches forward. Armpit tries to close down into our elbow. And if you want that little bit of leg as well, take your left knee wide to the side for a half frog leg. Notice if there's anything you can relax, anything you can soften here. Notice if there's any part of you that you could offer a little bit of compassion. Take one more breath. Bring left ankle to meet right. Left hand in front of your face. Press into that palm, unwind, and then lower back down through your Sphinx. Again, maybe bend your knees. Let those ankles rock right and left like a mermaid. And set your toes on the mat. Walk your palms backwards by your belly. Use your inhale breath. Press through your cobra. Half or full, whichever feels best for you today. And then move through your tabletop into a down dog. From this down dog, make sure you can shake yes. Make sure you can shake no. Wag your tail a little bit. Soften your knees a little bit. And then bring the big toes to kiss behind you. Let your right heel lift to the ceiling. Exhale, bring these right toes all the way up between your thumbs. Back knee is going to find the earth. We're lowering down into a low lunge and then walking our palms up that front thigh. Maybe hands stay supported and steady on your thigh, or maybe they reach up to the ceiling. Maybe our heart's feeling nice and open. We can interlace fingers and take a Charlie's Angels gun to the sky. Grip with your toes, grip with your hands, grip with your belly. Find a round of breath like this. And release your palms, flutter down to the earth. We're going to take a twist right here. Left hand stays on the mat or finds a block. Right fingertips rotate high. Maybe our nose looks at our top thumb. Big breath in. Exhale, set this top hand down on the mat. Shift your hips backwards. Straighten that front leg. Flex your front toes. Half split. Ardha Anavanasana. Flex your toes to your face. Pull your heart a little closer toward your shin. Find your breath right here, smooth and easy. Moving kindly with our breath, we're going to inhale forward into that lunge. Exhale, take it back. Do that 3 or 4 more times on your own. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Good. Finding length and strength. Ease and softness in each direction. And the next time you're forward, stay forward. We're going to transition into a pigeon pose. So we're just going to walk this right ankle over to the left and set your shin down almost parallel to the top edge of your mat, but it may never get there, and that's okay. It's okay if your right heel tucks into your pocket, as long as that right knee is a little wider than your shoulder. And then maybe you tuck your back toes, traction yourself away a little bit. Give yourself an inhale, take a cobra-like spine, lift it up, and then exhale, sink into your fold. Maybe you're on forearms, maybe you're on forehead. whatever feels best in your body for about 5 breaths. Is there any part of yourself you can offer a little bit of happiness, a little bit of health, a little bit of safety, a little bit of love? We're going to come back to our hands if we're not already there. We're just going to let this right pocket drop down to the mat. Swing your left leg around and find yourself in a figure 4 leg. So right heel still is at your groin, left leg is long. Give yourself a big breath in and exhale, forward fold over that long left leg. Notice spaciousness in your low back. Spaciousness in this left hamstring, this left calf, this left ankle. And then use your inhale, rise tall. We're going to find a seat on our knees. I'll give you a choice. You can either have toes pointing back or toes tucked under. It's entirely up to you, whichever feels best in your body. And we're going to bring hands to the tops of our shoulders. So elbows are wide, and this is going to feel like the silliest funky chicken. But can you draw the world's biggest circle around with your elbows? Give those joints a little love, a little lubrication, a little awareness. Take one more this direction, and then switch directions, head the other way. If you're like me, there might be some Rice Krispie treat action happening. A little crunchy crackle for one more round. And then press the 2 walls of your room away. Flex your hands. Create as much space. Imagine you had the power to make your room even bigger just with the force of your hands. Bring those hands overhead, interlace your fingers, send your fingers or palms to the ceiling and start to draw little circles on the ceiling around the room. Ribs can get in on the action if it feels good, but they don't have to. And when you're ready, switch directions. And bring it back to center. Fingertips to the ceiling. Make a fist with your hands again. Circle out those wrists and let your arms flutter down like a snow angel. Come forward through a tabletop or all fours, and then step back into your down dog. Toes meet behind you, so left heel can rise high to the sky. And then bring that left foot all the way up between your thumbs. Back knee lowers down to the earth. Walk your hands up your front thigh for low lunge. Maybe you hang out just like this. Maybe extend arms to the ceiling. Maybe fingers interlace into that mudra. Pointer finger to the ceiling, thumbs to the wall behind you. Find your breath here. Find your balance here. Find just a little bit of strength in a posture that seems easy, but we all know really isn't. Another breath. Release your hands, come down into that twist, right palm to the earth, left fingertips high to the sky. Maybe our nose points to that top thumb. And create space between your shoulders, space between your ears. Big inhale, exhale, set that top hand down and start to stretch your hip creases backwards, straightening that front leg for half split. Try to square your pockets, so each hip point's pointing in the same direction. And then try to square that front left foot as it flexes back. So all 5 toes are pulling backwards at the same angle. When you're ready, start to move with your breath. Inhale takes it forward. Exhale brings it back. And give it about 2 more. Offering yourself a little grace if this side feels differently than the other. And then the next time that knee creases forward, keep it there. And we're going to transition into that pigeon pose. So left foot's going to crawl across the mat. We're going to set that shin down. Let your ankle tuck back towards your pocket. Right toes tuck. Traction yourself backwards. And first, start with that cobra spine. Inhale to lift. Exhale to fold. Notice what happens here for you. Mentally, emotionally, physically. If you feel yourself gripping, if you feel your self exerting effort that isn't necessary, can you remind yourself that you're safe? Can you offer yourself a sensation of ease? And take one more breath. And we'll come on back to our hands. We're going to let this left pocket drop down to the mat. Swing your right heel around. Come into that figure 4. Left leg to groin, right leg long. Take a big breath in. And exhale, forward fold. Notice the length of your right leg. And can you mimic that length in your spine, in your torso, in your belly? As though you could stretch Armstrong yourself so that your nose could touch your toes. And let your inhale breath crawl you back up. We'll come all the way down to our backs. When you arrive, hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little squeeze, a little rock right and left. We're going to take 2 hands to 2 kneecaps and start to trace some circles, some butterflies around the room. So each thigh opening wide, down, in and up. And again, just feeling that rotation, that movement in our hip joint. When you're ready, switch directions if you haven't yet. Giving those crevices, those creases, just as much love as we give the big muscles, the glutes, the hamstrings, the core, the all-elusive core. And bring everything back to center. Give yourself a big ol' squeeze, a big ol' hug. And then we're going to come into a happy baby pose. Knees as wide as our armpits, heels to the ceiling. Hands can come behind your thighs or at the outer edges of your feet. Hug those kneecaps down. Press your heels upward. You can hang out just like this, or if wiggles feel good, give yourself some wiggles. If it feels good to take a straddle or a half straddle, do that. Allowing legs to open out and away on the diagonal. Maybe imagine yourself as a small child and send yourself a little bit of that loving kindness, a little bit of that metta. Take one more breath here. Bring yourself right back into center. Hug those knees one more time, nice and tight, and then give yourself permission to crack like an egg onto the mat. Opening wide into your Shavasana. If you want any props, any support here, feel free to take it. Maybe blocks or a bolster under the knees, under your head, maybe a blanket, some pillows over your torso or around your arms. Perhaps again, we visualize ourselves, our reflection, the truest version of ourselves for this moment. Can we look deeply at that visualization? Can we look deeply at how we are reflected? And once more, say to yourself, may I be safe. May I be healthy. May I be happy. May I be at ease. May I be filled to the brim with loving kindness. And can you almost imagine your own body being filled up with that felt sensation? Can you allow your cells to be buzzing with the warmth of that love, of that compassion? And can you allow that compassion to radiate outward and away from you? Filling up the room, filling up your home, embracing your family, filling up your street, your town, your state, embracing your neighbors, filling up the country, the hemisphere, the globe, embracing each and every one of us. You are welcome to rest in this Shavasana for as long as you need. There is no rush. There's no timer set for you. Give yourself permission to be in this space and in this shape as long as you like. And when you feel ready, when you feel called, you might begin to deepen your breath. Maybe swallow once or twice, or lick your lips. And bring a little wiggle to fingers and to toes, wrists and ankles. Maybe stretch your arms long overhead. Perhaps rolling to one side and coming to a seat, however and wherever you're comfortable. Once arriving there, taking a big breath in through your nose. Exhaling out of your mouth on a sigh. May you be filled to the brim with loving kindness.